Yeah, what up? Man, it's been a minute. How y'all doing, man? How y'all feel out there? Oh, it's a late night. NXT Battleground is currently on, and Bang will give you the play-by-play because I just walked in the house. But as you know, around this time, it's time to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, like nobody else does it in the world. So, man, I'll spare you the details. It's time for the first Black Champ podcast, and I'm the pick. Damn it. Cam from the port.
I love the aggression.
Hey,
man, I am JR Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download to the Barbershop Digital, home of First Black Champ. Make sure you go ahead and rate, like, subscribe, download wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Make sure you follow us on everything DFBC. And good show for you. Great show for you today. Great show for you today. It was funny because I was laughing right before we got started, and we was talking about Dana Brooke, who is no longer with the WWE, but she just made an appearance on NXT Battleground. It's funny how they're doing this TNA NXT thing, and you brought in somebody who's a former NXT superstar, and Dana Brooke, or excuse me, Ash by Elegance.
Oh, hey, okay. All right.
So you got to get the new names right. Got to get the new names right. So it's Ash by Elegance. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So got to make sure of that. But just watching this, watching NXT Battleground, Jordan Grace just wrestled the Prodigy. You know what I'm saying? And Jordan Grace did not take home the belt.
Really?
Yeah, Roxanne Perez retains. Tatum Paxley went over there and looked at the belt and was excited to see the belt, and she took it. Then Ash by Elegance grabbed the belt, caused distraction, and then Jordan Grace went out there, hit both of them broads with the belt, came up and that was about to do a finisher, and tide was turned, and the winner, and still your NXT Women's World Champion, Roxanne Perez. But go ahead.
Question real quick for you.
Yeah.
Because we would hold men and we would rehash this if men had done it and did it before. How do you feel about this whole it wasn't like, it's not a run. It's just an appearance for Jordan Grace in NXT when she was one of the wrestlers, one of the indie darling wrestlers on wrestling Twitter, talking about how it wasn't no need for no performance center and how, everything over there was, so choreographed and blase blah, laissez faire. Like she didn't really have the kindest of things to say about specifically what is the what makes NXT what it is and what it takes to get to the main roster. So how do you feel about her being on this NXT programming, being that she just said this and literally she says it like annually, if not like semi-annually.
Hey man, all that shit is good until you walk in the building. That's it. Like all that shit's good. It's cool. And then you walk into the building and you like, I see what's going on. My contract about to run out soon. Shit, I might have to go ahead and see what's up here. Look,
right.
All I say is this: TNA looks like they are building a partnership with the WWE. If you look at the fine print, the streaming platform that TNA is using is owned by Endeavor, parent company of TKO. She's a parent company of the WWE. Very easy for these things to be worked out in order for them to work with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, I'm interested in seeing this a little bit more. I have been a fan of Jordan Grace, and remember, I was a year early to the she's going to be in the Royal Rumble crowd.
Yeah, sure.
Year after I said it, but the fact of the matter is she made it. And then you have other people, Ethan Page, who is wrestling in the main event tonight who wrestled in the TNA. Wes Lee was with the Radicals in TNA. And I am interested to see how this partnership is going to grow. Do we see Moose go up against, maybe the winner of this Trick Williams versus Ethan Page? Do you see the X division? Do you see something like that? I am interested in seeing how this relationship grows. And I think that Jordan Grace, looking at the match, definitely did an awesome job in this matchup right here. I was more shocked to see Ash by Elegance than I was to anything else, because she was let go from the WWE. And it was let go, like, I don't fuck with these people, but she's back. And shouts out to Sexy Red, the guest host for tonight.
Madness. Pure madness.
So, hey, I'm actually kind of shocked that she didn't get involved in a match. I'm shocked that they didn't have her like trip somebody. Just come down to the ring and grab somebody's leg, and they say, "What?" Now there we go. We have twerking going on NXT.
Absolutely.
Battleground. Oh, okay. The white girl with no ass.
I was gonna say, did they have Sexy Red? Was it Lola Vice come out there?
That's actually what just happened.
And throw
Look
ass.
At you.
Like, I ain't even watching.
You ain't even watching.
You know what I'm saying?
It was Lola Vice and Sexy Red twerking. You know what I'm saying? So, hey. Now, speaking of, let's go.
Shout out to all the late night ass throwers on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Start your week off right. Get you prepared for the next morning. If you got to go to work, just less stress as possible. Speaking of less stress as possible, we might as well just, since we talked about this and possibly, X Division and all of that stuff right there. Well, looks like somebody has told the WWE, not going to resign. Ricochet has reportedly let the WWE know that once his contract runs out this summer, that he will not be resigning. So reportedly, allegedly, they're going to start removing him from storylines, and him losing the Speed Championship, which I've never seen defended, because I've never went on Twitter to watch Speed, WWE Speed. I go on Twitter to retweet tweets from the Barbershop Network to look at filth, and I do not watch Speed.
Yeah, sure. I don't watch
but
Speed.
Apparently he lost the Speed Championship to Andrade, and that's why he's been getting his ass kicked by Braun Breaker, which we'll get to. But what are your thoughts on Ricochet deciding to not renew his contract with the WWE and move on?
Man, so part of me thinks that this is really good for him, because Ricochet is definitely one of those guys that if he goes to one of the lesser promotions, and I mean that as respectfully as possible, like just lesser meaning just not as big, you know what I'm saying? Pause, or that's what she said, whatever you want to use. I think it'd be good for him, because he could be the IWGP, like United States champion or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He could be the AEW champion, like just keeping it real, or whatever title that he wants. I mean, to be real, I don't know if I like Ricochet in the WWE, because for the past, I'm going to say 3 years, outside of that tag team run with Braun Strowman, he's just more like they call him the highlight of the night. So he's just the top spot guy, whatever it is. Like, he is, at this rate, he has to be the greatest enhancement talent ever, just to clips and Barry Horowitz, because damn, does he have some of the greatest 5-star fails that we've seen this decade. I think that he's the new Dolph Ziggler, if you will, and I mean that respectfully as well. But you're seeing what Nick has been able to do since he stopped being Dolph Ziggler. I can't lie. I anticipate the same fate for Ricochet. Everybody has their role to play in the WWE, but I'm tired of seeing this role. So, and your wife more popping than you now here. So, maybe leave and get hotter and then come back. Whatever you want to do, bro. It's cool. But so I'm not really on the fence, but hey, listen, hey man, best of blessings to you, sir. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not bad. You're not literally bad at anything.
So I'm going to help you out here. And I'm going to, shouts out to the homie A Plus. Gonna propose a trade. Ricochet could go to AEW all he wants. But you know who needs to come to the WWE? Your man's. The man's that you said is a star since NWA, which would mean you would be right twice. Hey. Camp, that person's name is?
Ricky Starks.
Yeah, that's going to happen right now. Let's go ahead and trade contracts. All right, yeah. Ricochet, you can go over to AEW. I think that you could go over there and be the AEW international champion or whatever that belt is called right now.
Yeah.
You could go ahead and have a great ass match with Will Ospreay. You know what? It'd be a 6-star match. Mm-hmm. Dave Meltzer will rate the hell out of that match. His nuts will get moist. He will be hot watching y'all two at an AEW pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Just send Ricky Stark's ass over here.
Please.
Send him over here.
And immediately.
Like immediately, because he ain't doing shit over there. And I believe that part of the reason he ain't doing shit because his ass be cheering on Cody. That's the only thing that I can think, because there's no reason at all that Ricky Starks should be off TV. I am confused to why we have not seen Ricky Starks in months. But hey, companies, make a trade of a contract. We are in this era that the UFC and the WWE are in bed with each other. Want to know something that the UFC did? They traded a contract. They traded what's my man name? I forgot my man name, Mighty Mouse, but they traded Demetrius Johnson. They traded Demetrius Johnson's contract to one. And I don't know what they got back, but they traded him because he didn't want to be there no more. So they literally traded his contract. Well, WWE, take a page out of the UFC's book.
Right.
Trade Ricochet, sign and trade. Trade him, get Ricky Starks, and give him some cash considerations, some shit like that to sweeten the deal. So Ricochet could go and have his 6-star matches, and Ricky Starks can come over here and be the star that we know he can be. Yeah. But going to Ricochet, I love Ricochet. Now, if you listen to this show for years, as Trick Williams come out to face Ethan Page for the NXT Championship, Trick is one of the most over wrestlers in the WWE right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say this now. He is probably top 5 over right now.
Hey, so my pick for the year.
Yes,
shout out to the FBC Tag Team Champions.
Yes,
he said it here first.
Yeah. So hey, look, shouts out to him. But going to Ricochet, right? Remember on this show back in the day where we said him versus Velveteen Dream mess around to be like the match for niggas?
Yeah, man.
Turns out that Trick Willie and Carmelo has taken that.
Yeah.
And Ricochet, as much as I love Ricochet, right? I love him. I think dude is dope. But some wrestlers are just not meant for the WWE.
For sure.
And I think that Ricochet is just one of those people. Ricochet belongs in New Japan. Ricochet belongs in AEW. And it's not to say that I don't think that he had success in his WWE career, but it was always going to be a cap on it.
Yeah.
He's just not the prototypical WWE superstar. They're not going to put over the guy that flips a lot.
Right. But and at the same time, because you're absolutely right on that, what he knows about that business, he can now take to AEW. And if they let him, if they give him the Kenny Omega range, or Young Bucks reigns to do whatever he want, and he takes what he did over there, he could very well be the biggest star in AEW ever by September.
Well, you know they ain't gonna do that. No, they ain't gonna do that. No,
I know, but they should, because it would help the business out a lot more, because obviously Ricochet can create all of those moments and probably even some better ones. But you know, if he goes anywhere else, he should be the guy getting over and being over automatically.
Yeah. And that's why is that look, Mercedes Moné came to AEW and she won the TBS championship. Not the world. TBS.
No, TBS.
Not the world.
Shout to Ted.
TBS. Now, don't get me wrong. Toni Storm is probably my favorite champion in wrestling right now. She's
doing great.
She is killing this role. There's probably not a better champion as far as character goes in wrestling right now than Toni Storm. She is acing all of this. And the crazy thing about it is because of that, I would have rather seen Toni Storm go up against Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, instead of her going up against Willow Nightingale because she broke her ankle and took the belt from her. And then, everybody turns on her. I didn't want to see that shit. I want to see Toni versus Mercedes. And that's what makes me nervous about Ricochet. Ricochet goes to AEW. He goes to the top of the card to me. Him versus Swerve is a 6-star match.
Yeah, for sure.
On Larry. 6-star match.
For sure.
But he goes over there. They're going to put him in the feud against like Hook or some shit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that. That's why I'd rather him go to New Japan and go over there and do his thing. All right?
Yeah.
But we're not going to get that. Or go to TNA. Be the king of the X division. Do that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my worry. My worry is that I'll throw this at you. Because I think it's quite the opposite of the WCW days. And if you haven't watched Who Killed WCW on Vice, you should watch the first episode.
Oh, shit. I got to see that.
Pretty good. But here's my working theory now. Remember when a wrestler, depending on who the wrestler was, used to go to WCW and they automatically put him at the high mid card or top or to the main card?
Yeah.
Like even wrestlers like Earthquake came over and was put in something with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Like even Jimmy Anvil Neidhart got a whole bunch of screen time because he came from the WWF.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's quite the opposite now when it comes to wrestling organizations. Because let's look at Nick Nemeth. You would think that coming from the WWE, this man would have a major championship at one of these organizations.
Mm-hmm.
No. I think he has a mid-card title, if he still has it, in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not the New Japan champion. He's not in AEW. Him and his brother Ryan is wrestling for the tag team championships at the next TNA pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at Samoa Joe. It took him a while, but he became that. Swerve, it took him a minute, but he became that. Daniel Bryan don't even want that damn belt, it feels like to me.
Yeah.
There's a number of former WWE wrestlers who were in prime positions that have now moved on to these companies, and they have not done like TNA did with Christian Cage and with Kurt Angle. They have not done like Hulk Hogan in WCW. They did not come in and win the championship.
Mm-hmm.
They've worked. Now, I don't know if that works or not. I don't know if ratings-wise that's the best thing to do, right?
Uh-huh.
But I do understand, and I kind of fuck with some of these wrestlers that'd be like, all right, man, I ain't got to come up here and win the belt. Let's just go ahead and get me in something. It's just that what are you putting them into? Which for a casual fan and for P1 is going to get me to be involved in this character. And because of that, that's why I'm nervous about Ricochet. Ricochet is a former Intercontinental Champion, I believe. I know he had the United States Championship.
Yeah, I think he had it once.
He is the highlight of the. You said what?
I was gonna say a former SmackDown Tag Team Champion. I think it was.
I think he had the. Yeah, I think. But either way it go, he's a multiple champion in the WWE. Have been in prime spots. He went up against Brock Lesnar in goddamn Saudi Arabia. He's been in prime spots. So my whole thought around this is that somebody as popular as him, especially in the indies, not just in the WWE, but you go look at Ricochet in the indies, it's a fucking highlight tape.
Yeah.
For sure. And half of the highlight tapes is against people in AEW. I think it was the Young Bucks and Will Ospreay versus, and I might got the teams wrong, but I know it was the Young Bucks, Will Ospreay, Swerve, I believe it was, Evan Bourne. I can't remember what his regular name is, and that's an indie highlight tape.
Yeah,
of sure. Flips and flips and flips and drops and flips and flips and flips and drops. Sounds like banger after banger after banger after banger. Ricochet gives you flips and flips and flips and drops. He go to AEW, they can go recreate that match because everybody in that joint. And Melson's going to be like, on Larry, this is a 6-star match. He can't do that in the WWE. And that's why it's like, all right, man, I feel you when it's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah.
And to your point, when your girl is more popular than you, just as a ring announcer, maybe it is time for me to go spread my horizons.
Yeah,
babe, you be popular over here. I'm going to be popular over there. We both get money together. See you on our off days in our home in Orlando.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you said something really great, and this might be a sidebar topic or a topic for another day. I don't know. But you know how I always looked at, the Christian or Kurt Angle or just anybody going to another organization and then win the title out the gate. To me, as now, of course, now looking back at hindsight, it wasn't just because they were from the WWF at the time or the WWE. Honestly, I think that was all about contracts and draw. And they were like, well, hey, if I got to pay you, let's say, Christian, if I got to pay you $2 million, it don't even make sense for you to be a mid-carder. Like, I got to put you in the main event to win this belt. Now, this could be a bad business practice because are we sure that Christian is generating you $2 million quarterly or annually or whatever without being next to Edge, without being next to Chris Jericho or Trish Stratus, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, or without feuding with John Cena or Kurt Angle? Like, are you sure you are worth that? And I think now we have a lot of wrestlers in the independent scene. It's a lot of more money there, but obviously I think a lot of guys like a Nick Nemeth maybe thinking like, yeah, you know what? I was getting this over there, but to be real, you probably can't really pay me to do that over here. And I'm not sure because I'm not Dolph Ziggler when I'm here. So this Nick Nemeth name ain't as expensive. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Christian Cage really ain't as expensive as Christian. But if you are, NIL and branding, if you have all these things, then you better be able to turn a dollar. I think now everybody's been calibrated correctly. And this is kind of why I think you're seeing what we're seeing now with a lot of the other guys that are just going to other organizations and they putting in the work and they building up the brands and they building up the names instead of just trying to cash in on the name that they already left behind.
We work in entertainment. We work in a business where, as a lot of people say, you are in this for ratings and revenue, or page views and revenue, right? It would behoove you to put your biggest stars in the prime spots. I don't give a damn if a belt is on the line or not. The point of the matter is that when somebody has been in front of 2 million people weekly, you put their ass in a prime spot.
Hey.
Now you can either be Hulk Hogan, you can be Macho Man, or you could be Jake the Snake. Hulk Hogan, Macho Man are former WWF champions. Jake the Snake was so over, he didn't need a damn belt. Or you could be Aldo Montoya.
Hey, the Portuguese man of war.
You could be the Goon. Or you could be the Repo Man.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is that you put your people in prime spots.
Yeah.
Sure. And if you bring in somebody who was very popular amongst people, and then you put them in a feud with a low mid-carder, fuck you think gonna happen?
Right.
You're gonna kill all of the momentum of that person even coming into the damn building. Like, we've seen it to where we've seen people just come into a spot with so much fanfare, and then they get to working. And then after that first book, what we also seen was somebody come in and they keep that momentum going. I believe that's something that Ricochet can do. Ricochet is one of those people that can wrestle with a broom and get that broom over. But he's not going to do it in a traditional sense. It's going to be flip, 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 drop, flip, flip, flip.
He's going to do a 720 and miss.
Right. He's going to give you the highlight of the night. He's going to give you all of the pomp and circumstance. With that being said, you sign him and you put him up against goddamn Trent Beretta. The fuck you think you gonna get? Shouts out to Trick Williams, who just went over on Ethan Page, retaining his NXT championship. Very interested to see if this TV just goes off or if somebody comes in to attack Trick Willie and becomes the newest challenger. But Trick Willie is over like Rover, y'all. But that's my thing about Ricochet, man. It's where you go. Are you going to get the best bang for your buck for him? Is your pay-per-view rates, is your ratings going to go up with this guy? I don't feel like he's a ratings turner, but he's a ratings improver, depending on where he at. So we'll see what happens for that. Hey, man, monsters. Speaking of talking about monsters, the reason why Ricochet is going to be taken off of television is simply because there's a serial killer loose in the WWE. And well, before we even go, okay, Sexy Red is in the ring with Trick Willie.
Okay.
Ethan Page is looking mad. Ethan Page is looking like these niggas. These jigaboos. Look at him. He's in the ring sullying up my shit. Sexy Red is twerking. She's doing that shit that they do in St. Louis. And looks like nobody's gonna attack them. It's just Trick Willie and Sexy Red in the middle of the ring. Sexy Red is going on tour, ladies and gentlemen. They announced it on NXT. Shouts to Larry Jackson. I got to watch that that Joe Budden interview now for studying purposes. With that being said, Ricochet got his ass beat by Braun Breaker.
Yeah, bad.
I remember I said on this show, I was like, I don't know if Braun Breaker could be a star. Oh no. Camp, I can admit when I fuck up. I fucked up.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker is looking like Scary Goldberg. Let me explain to y'all what that means. Goldberg was always a face. I don't count that shit that happened for like 2 weeks in WCW. Don't count that. He's always been a good guy. He's always been a face. He's not even a tweener to me. He's just a guy who whoops people's ass, but he's a good guy. All right?
Yeah, for sure.
Braun Breaker is not.
At all.
But they both have one thing in common. They are here to break you in 5 minutes or less. The difference is I trust Braun Breaker in a 20-minute match more than I trust Goldberg in a 10-minute match.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say 7-minute match, but yeah.
I round that shit off to the nearest 10 for his sake.
Right.
Camp, let me just say this. I am afraid of the WWE universe because Braun Breaker is officially a monster.
Yeah.
And let me let the listeners know what I mean by monsters. I mean those attractions or just people that are here to fuck you up.
You are.
I mean, The Undertaker is a monster. His attraction. Kane is one too. Mark Henry, for an example. That buddy is damn sure a monster. Goldberg, from a face standpoint, is a monster. Braun Strowman, when he threw that chair at Roman Reigns and got hit by a 18-wheeler, just a limp and fuck Roman Reigns up. That's a monster. Yeah. Bray Wyatt, a monster. Ladies and gentlemen, Braun Breaker is about to hit that line to where when we hear his music, we say, oh shit, who's going to die tonight?
Man.
Am I wrong in that assessment?
No, you're not. And I want to call back to, it might have been 2 weeks ago, when he hit the Frankensteiner off of the top rope, like with no real like caution to his own like head and neck, with no arms, I was like, oh, this man crazy. I'm like, wait, he just gonna jump up on this top rope, do a pose, and then right into the Frankensteiner. And damn near, it damn near looked like he wanted to land on his feet when he did it too, which really scared the shit out of me. I was like, hey, because if he gonna do that, then Damian Priest need to come. His music need to hit. He needs to drop the belt down the ring and he need to walk off.
Walk off. And
because bro, you're not beating that,
fam. Like he did that shit so nonchalant. It's just like, yo, watch this. Fruit did his uncle's the old shit that he used to do after the Frankensteiner, and then commenced to whooping ass. That shit right there is the shit that Brock Lesnar wanted to do when he came into WWE. And they was like, all right, we're not doing the shooting star press now, nigga. Slow down. All right? We say that for a big ass moment. Like, imagine Braun Breaker doing that shit at WrestleMania.
Bruh. Nuts.
Imagine. Like, they're gonna, at some point, They're gonna tell Braun Breaker, save some shit for WrestleMania and SummerSlam, nigga.
Yeah.
Save that. Do the Steiner line.
Hey, listen.
Do that shit.
As clean as that looked on the Raw randomly 3 weeks ago, that WrestleMania one go crazy. He could not do it. I know you practicing. I know you practicing. So, like, bro, the way, and the thing is, that is, ladies and gentlemen, for y'all that had just got here, that is the difference between the Hurricanrana and the Frankensteiner. That is the difference.
Where's Mike Tenay when you need him? No, he's hiding. That's what Mike Tenay is. Mike Tenay, like, hey, he's right.
Right. That is the difference right there. So
I got a question to ask you. I was thinking about this when I went to Walmart. I was thinking about the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, there's not a major feud that's going on in the WWE right now. There's a lot of stories. There's not one like feud that just this is not like a Roman and Cody shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a Roman going on. It's just a lot of storylines waiting for people to pop up.
Mm-hmm.
But then I look at what's gonna happen at Clash of the Castle, which is Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. I've already given my prediction. CM Punk is gonna cost Drew McIntyre the belt. And then at Money in the Bank, Drew McIntyre is going to cost CM Punk the Money in the Bank, which finally leads to them wrestling at SummerSlam. Mm. There's a lot of anticipation. We're going to get nasty. Y'all, there's a lot of edging going on right now.
Okay.
A lot of edging, no nuts being bust.
Yikes.
My question to you is, how soon do you feel like the WWE needs to pull the trigger, though, on Braun Breaker? Not saying this needs to happen early. Let me just say this now, because we got the people that we just named that needs to go in circles. Mm-hmm. But seeing what we're seeing from Braun Breaker, and clearly they changed some shit around for him. Yeah. How soon do you pull the trigger on Braun Breaker being a title holder at the very least in the WWE?
Man, that's a great question. And I want to give it till September, maybe even August. And I'll explain why by saying this. Whenever they wrap up this Chad Gable, Sami Zayn feud and Sami Zayn goes over, you know, and whether they do it like a 2 or 3 part or whatever, because I do part of me thinks that Chad Gable might get the title, but then I think he'll lose it right back to Sami Zayn. But the point I'm trying to get to, the finish line that I have in this is that Braun Breaker then needs to destroy Sami Zayn at SummerSlam or whatever the September PLE will be. And why? Because that will solidify the title of this show, which is making him a monster. To take out and take down and take the title from unarguably the hottest guy on the roster of any roster, with and without a belt, that sets up Braun Breaker to be the most feared and most hated guy in the WWE and potentially wrestling at the same damn time. As I look at the entire landscape, there is no better person for Braun Breaker to destroy than Sami Zayn for everything that they're trying to build and everything that would make sense post Gunther having the Intercontinental title. Also, the reason why you pulled the trigger because, hey, high key, but we making it low key because there's so many stars. A lot of injuries out there. A lot of injuries, and a lot of people ain't over. And a couple people ain't as over as we thought they'd be once old Roman took his vacation. So with that said, they kind of got to do something before summer really in because the crowd don't really seem to be feeling a lot of the things that's happened since WrestleMania.
So I'll tell you this. Part of this is my guarantee. Braun Breaker gonna win that Money in the Bank. I don't see no reason why he shouldn't have it. To the point that that's why I'm saying right now, you go ahead and pencil him in as the Money in the Bank winner.
So you got him not even going after the mid card. We go straight for the world heavyweight title off the rip.
At.
Okay. All right.
Oh, he's still gonna destroy Sami Zayn. Y'all didn't put me in the King of the Ring. Now I'm just gonna fuck shit up. I'm gonna take that belt off of Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. But before I do that, I am going to become the Money in the Bank winner. I'm going to be walking around here with a belt on one shoulder and a briefcase in one hand. I'll throw this bitch away when I don't need it. But I believe that you have Gunther 2.0 when you have that man right there doing what he's doing. That's why that's the way that I put the battery in his back. Give him the Money in the Bank and the Intercontinental Championship. I'm going to make you guys fear for Sami Zayn's life. Y'all see he got over on a monster in Gunther, who is now going to be wrestling for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. You got 2.0 though in Braun. And having 2.0 in Braun, Sammy, you gonna get it. And all of y'all go. Imagine this man in the Money in the Bank with that ladder.
Madness. Somebody gonna get hurt for real. Somebody gonna be out of action.
Somebody gonna be out. So let's transition to the next monster on the list. And this is interesting the way that they're doing this. Solo is really starting to become Chubby Roman on purpose.
Yeah, I'll say that's what you see, huh?
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
But of course, he did the spear.
Yeah.
Once he did the spear, it's like, yep, Chubby Roman time. The Gorillas of Destiny now have their official titles. Tama Tonga is the right-hand man. Tonga Loa is, I forgot what they called him that quick. Yeah. But they're both official Bloodline members. I can't pronounce my man's name, Haikilu or some shit like that. But 7-footer, I think he's about 7 foot. Was with the Bullet Club, Gorillas of Destiny. Reportedly, allegedly, his contract is now done at New Japan. So never know what might happen with that. You still got the Jacob Fatu thing running around. So it definitely feels like the Bloodline is about to be a gang.
Yeah, man.
Dare I say it? Rikishi out here rapping. He's from the mean streets of San Francisco.
You know it.
according to the character before the head shrinkers or after the head shrinkers before Rikishi Fatu.
Yeah, man.
It feels like the bloodline is becoming a pack of bloods.
Yeah, how we do that shit. Yeah.
However you do it. And that's why I'm considering him a monster as well.
No, for
starting
sure.
to feel like he's starting to move away. And maybe I'm just overthinking here. But it's starting to feel like the bloodline is moving away from a wrestling faction to a gang. Which I don't mind.
They absolutely are. And that's why they need more charisma. You know?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? When I see this new bloodline, what I think they need, as soon as I see them and I watch all the aesthetics and I hear the "We Want Roman" chants, they don't need Roman. The person that they need ain't even Samoan. They need Conan. They need 1997, 98 Conan. That's who they need. Because Rowdy Conan would kill this with the bloodline. He'd kill this. And yeah, man, it's just unfortunately, man, those "We Want Roman" chants, I didn't expect that. Out of everything that I thought was going to happen with Bloodline storyline, Life After Roman on SmackDown, everything that I would have expected, it never crossed my mind that "We Want Roman" chants would start and start this early. I had no idea that was happening. And yeah, that ain't good. That ain't good. And they trying. They are trying. But this Solo being a monster, and I'm even with that, because shit, he came in as a monster. Yeah. Like but as they're trying to refine this character, unfortunately, it's looking like out of all of Rikishi's kids, Jay really had the juice all along. And everybody else trying to figure it out.
It's definitely not no charisma on the bloodline now. There's no swag.
Yeah.
And that's why I said that gang. It's not. There's not a charismatic leader that the real people win. Nah, we just some bullies. And we will fuck you up. And sometimes you just need that in wrestling. And that's why I don't mind it. Hey, like they got Paul Heyman pissing in his pants anytime they look at him.
Yeah.
There's charisma and there's fear.
Mm-hmm.
And Solo, Tonga have mastered the art of scaring people, which is why they want Roman, because I think the people don't want to be afraid of the bloodline.
No,
they don't want to be afraid. They love the bloodline. They don't want to fear the bloodline. Yeah. And that's what's making all of this slow build hilarious to me. I like the slow build. Let me just say this. I like it, but it's hilarious because sometimes when the big dog ain't around, everybody get exposed. But then it's how you flip the exposure to see how it's going to work. And slowly, Solo is becoming somebody that you fear. He's becoming somebody that's turning into the title of this show, a monster. And it's not just because of him. It's because of the doubt that Paul Heyman has that he can control this situation. At the very least, we was like, yo, Paul Heyman got everything in control. No. They looked at his ass, was like, yo, we saved your ass last week. What's the fucking apology at? We don't get an apology, we gonna whoop your ass. Solo said, yo, if you don't make this match tonight, you're gonna be going up against Tama. It's like, oh shit, let me go ahead and make that damn match then.
Right.
Like, it's the fear aspect, but also it's the uncertainty part too. Because they keep saying, yo, Roman made it this way. It's by orders of the tribal chief. We're waiting for those orders to be done by The Rock. Because
Right.
then when The Rock comes back, guess what? There's your charisma.
True.
But one of the last times we saw The Rock, what did The Rock do? He damn near killed Cody. So
Yeah.
not only does the charisma comes, it's the fear, because it's like, yo, man, The Rock really whooped Cody's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's telling them what to do, and don't let the other people come. Boy, it's gonna look like the Booyah Tribe in the WWE. And the Booyah Tribe is coming to the WWE right now. And they fucking everybody up. And the lead of it, the associate leader, the chief, as to make this simple and plain for us, Chief is Solo right now.
Mm-hmm.
But which king is calling the shots here?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the king who lost at WrestleMania and Solo says losses count? Or is the king who won at WrestleMania in a tag match who got the pin?
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting storylines there on what monster is leading a monster.
Question for you. Do you think they speed this story up if ratings? No, if I'll skip ratings because this will be by proxy. Do you think they fast forward that section of the story of who's the tribal chief calling the orders if these bloodline segments start getting shorter?
No, because I think they're doing the long play.
Okay.
And with a lot of people being out because of injury or just doing other shit, SummerSlam, we get some idea about what's going to happen at SummerSlam. Like, we're still trying to figure out who Cody going to wrestle at SummerSlam.
Yeah, true.
It ain't going to be AJ Styles. Like, we haven't even gotten the idea of who Cody could be wrestling at SummerSlam. Now, it may be Randy Orton, which I think would be great.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome. But this is why I had said these last couple of weeks, that's why it's important to put valid contenders up against Cody. Give the thought of, man, he probably could lose this shit.
Yeah.
No, okay, he good. He good. Not just putting people in front of him. This whole thing with AJ Styles coming back, I ain't a fan of. But if it's an I Quit match, I'm a fan of violence. And if it's that Money in the Bank, I think it's even better. Why? Because let's just say that my guarantee of Braun Breaker is not your winner of the Money in the Bank. Let's just say that the winner of the Money in the Bank is Solo. And let's just say we get Cody versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam. And let's just say Cody in a tough match wins to earn the respect of Randy. But let's also say Randy gets pissed and he punched Cody because now I'm mad. Let's just say we hear Solo Sequoia's music and he slowly walks down to the ring. And right before he gets to the mat, before the ring, you hear, "If you smell what The Rock is cooking."
Final boss.
And then let's just say that Solo looks up at The Rock and hands The Rock the Money in the Bank briefcase. And then The Rock goes up in there, gives him a rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. The winner and the new Universal Champion is The Rock.
Listen, with respect to Seth Rollins, that'd be the hardest cash in ever in life, nigga. That would be the one for me. That would be the one for me. Be like, yo, I'm about to win the Money in the Bank, but I'm gonna wait till after your match. And just when you think it's me, that music hit, and he handed it off like, wait, I think he's giving it to The Rock. Can he do that? Well, yeah, he could do it. Start the match. Like, because what you gonna do? Even the loophole is, oh shit, this is a triple threat match.
Ain't even no loophole, fam. I'm on the board of directors.
Yeah.
Do what the fuck I want to do.
Right. Yeah.
All I'm saying, Kent, is that that's a great way to not only let everybody know who's pulling the strings of the bloodline, that's also a way to create two monsters at one time. Because then Roman comes back on that Friday and he goes, man, what the fuck is this shit? And that's when Roman gets his ass beat. And then we don't see Roman for another couple of weeks. That's when Paul Heyman finally realizes, hey, I'm good where I'm at. Let me stop being scared.
Right.
The Rock, because Paul Heyman can't be a face. I'm telling y'all, that shit would be no.
Nah.
That's all I'm saying, y'all. Great way to introduce your new high chief. Not the tribal chief.
Yeah.
But the high chief. The final boss. Start calling The Rock by his high chief name.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you introduce that shit. Mm-hmm. And that's how you put Rock in the match to win the championship without overexerting himself. And he ain't got to be on TV every week because Roman wasn't on TV every week, of course.
Right. For sure.
And that's when you start seeing the monster really come out of the bloodline. Now, the final monster is we've been seeing QR codes and screen fuck-ups and all of this shit, but the Wyatt Six reportedly, allegedly, if you read the tea leaves, if you get your Hansel and Gretel on, the Monday after Clash of the Castle is where we may see the debut of the Wyatt Six. Now, of course, Bray Wyatt is no longer with us.
Yeah.
Condolences to the family still something that's just a shocking death. But Bo Dallas is this Uncle Howdy character, or will he come out as Uncle Howdy and then be Bo Dallas or Taylor Rotunda? Wherever it is, the Wyatt Six, which looks like to be Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, and I'm missing two other people. Well, one other person, because I think they said that Bray Wyatt will always be the sixth.
Okay.
It sounds like, but how do you feel about this potential monster? And should they just leave this alone, or is this a good way of continuing the legacy and putting over somebody that we both have had high hopes for?
Man, I'm on the fence about this because obviously I think whenever we're trying to do something in the absence of the creator, I just worry about the aesthetics. I mean, look, this LWO thing, without Eddie here, I just don't rock with it, man. And look, even though obviously whether it's Bo Dallas, whether it's Taylor Rotunda, whether it's Uncle Howdy, when you listed those names, and I actually like Nikki Cross, but man, I only see this becoming what I would respect only if Taylor / Bo / Howdy is propelled to a place where he legit can be. So it's not a reach. This ain't. I'm just to compare it to just another person that has passed and the family member trying to take over. This ain't Chavo. You know what I'm saying? This ain't well, shoot, this ain't the Anvil or Coco Beware in the passing of Owen Hart. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's Bret Hart. So like even with Owen passing, no, it's still somebody still nice over there that can really get it done. I think as they make this build, my thing is, are we supposed to believe in everybody? Or are we supposed to believe in just the leader? I guess that's my thing. Because I ain't gonna lie, as constructed, I don't believe in everybody. But I do believe in the person that by default should and would be the head of this Wyatt 6 push.
That's a great question. That is a great question. It depends on the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it really depends on I am a fan of Nikki Cross. Crazy Nikki Cross.
For sure.
Dexter Lumis.
Sorry.
Like Joe Gacy. I like Crazy Joe Gacy.
Okay.
I do like Crazy Joe Gacy. Off kilter, no filter. And again, I'm a fan of Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotunda.
Yeah.
I just want them to be an attraction and not go beat up Damian Priest on Monday.
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want let's go like beat up Damian Priest and yada 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 yada. The crazy thing is I don't know if they're going to be on Raw or SmackDown, but my thought process is who do they attack?
Mm-hmm.
Like who is the first victim? That's what has me nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, like, for example, I think that the Bray Wyatt comeback would have did much, much, much better if he wasn't going after the title.
For sure.
That's what I think kind of messed things up. He's an attraction. Let him be his Undertaker in 93.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got to have a belt, but I'm in a prime spot. Be Jake the Snake. That's what I'm nervous about, that they're going to have my man's like go beat somebody ass, and then he looks at Damian Priest and they say, oh my God. And then now you have a feud that's quick as hell at Money in the Bank, where it's Taylor Rotunda versus Damian Priest. And Damian Priest wins by disqualification or some shit. And you ain't gonna get your get back because he goes up against Gunther after that. Like,
right.
Like, and now Sheamus looks like he's gonna be in a feud with homie from the Imperium, which I'm happy about. Like, I want to see him in the Money in the Bank. My thought just still is like, where do you put him? Who do you have him go up against? And will it make sense? So out of all of the monsters that we've talked about today, or maybe we missed somebody. We did talk about Gunther briefly. We know what it is on that one. Which monster you feel like has the most staying power?
Oh, Braun Breaker for sure. It's not even close. I think and the only reason why it's not even close because they've done a very good job of humanizing Gunther, but still making him unfuckwittable. And I think that's even more dangerous because now he gets to really wrestle. First, he was just beating up people and kind of bullying and steamrolling people. But since that loss to Sami Zayn, now he gets the chance to be like a ruthless wrestler. I think that's even more dangerous because he's going to come out there in this European suit with the no break loafers on, and he about to come out there and start choking people out and really stretching and beating them up, breaking people's arms because he's the king. He's going to end up with a title. Braun Breaker looks like reckless abandon. It literally is just like, dog, you'll love this. Braun Breaker reminds me of a Beanie Siegel sequence of bars. He said, I'll kill a nigga at the drop of a dime. Ain't no telling what I'll do for a quarter. ain't shit I won't do for $1. I was like, oh, man, hey, yo, like, this ain't nothing. King of the Ring ain't nothing in hindsight. That's a dime. What is he going to do for a quarter? Because there's no telling what he'll do for $1. So, as the ante gets raised, Braun Breaker about to be scary as fuck. And that's why, undoubtedly, he at the top of the list for me.
Man, I hate to disagree with you on this one. But I'm only disagreeing with you because if my prediction is right on the way that it's done.
Yeah, you got me. I ain't gonna lie, you got me.
If it's done the way that I predicted, it would be done. Oh my God. That would be the most talked about wrestling moment in years.
Yeah.
If Solo walks down to the ring and Cody is just sitting there, with his.
Yeah. Listen, hey, I'll do you one better. You call this show is over. It ain't shit to talk. Hey, you call this? We don't need to do this no more. We're done here. I'm like, hey, all right, that's it, y'all. Bang did the craziest foreshadow ever.
Hey.
We just gonna keep posting this episode again because that's all you need to know about what the first Black Champ podcast did in 7 years. That's all you need to know.
Look, I'm just gonna tell y'all right now. I feel very strongly about this prediction. I feel very strongly. Not gonna do a guarantee, but I feel very strongly about this because it just feels like to me that the setup is there now for Money in the Bank. Solo has not sniffed really a title shot since the North American Championship. Like, to me, the writing is on the wall. Yo, we need to get this belt back in the family. The easiest way of doing it is the Money in the Bank. So that's why my very strongly thought of prediction is, in fact, Solo wins the Money in the Bank. And at SummerSlam, after Cody wins a hard fight with Randy Orton and gets punted, thus turning Randy fully heel, you're going to see groggy Cody in what Cody does best is sell the hurt. And then you're going to hear Solo's music. And right before he gets to the ring, you're going to hear The Rock's music. And The Rock going to pull his hand out. He's going to take the Money in the Bank briefcase. He's going to cuss out the referee, tell him to ring the bell. And he's going to give him the rock bottom. And he's going to be your new undisputed world heavyweight champion.
Dang.
Now, whether Cody gets it back or The Rock holds it till WrestleMania and Roman Reigns defeat him for it as the fight for whoever's the tribal chief. I just know, or I just feel like that for that belt, especially with the Netflix deal coming up and SmackDown going to USA, they're going to need some big shit to go into the back half of the year to get you ready for Netflix and all of that.
For sure.
What better way is The Rock being the undisputed heavyweight champion?
Hey. That's true. At 50 plus too.
Without doing work.
Yeah.
Without doing work. That means I don't have to do a lot of training. I just come up here, rock bottom your ass, boom.
Yeah. And it makes sense because you got the Bloodline gang beating everybody up and throwing them in there. Start the match. Bah! And then it's just over. It's like, yeah, we're not wasting time. I'm not tussling with you young niggas for 10 or 15 minutes. Nah, my young boys gonna handle y'all. They're gonna throw you in the ring. I'm just gonna get the pin because the people come here to see me rock bottom people's elbow, people. I don't know what you think they here for, but they here for to see two moves and to let me pose with the belt. That's what they want to see.
Kemp, what did The Rock say last when he saw Cody Rhodes? I want that.
Yeah, we'll say.
I'm gonna get that.
After say he's like, yo, that belt looks nice. Let me hold that.
Let me hold that. Belt look nice.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Maybe a triple threat at WrestleMania. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Maybe Roman does not appear until the Royal Rumble and he wins the Royal Rumble. I don't know. All I know is this. Guarantee The Rock will be the undisputed world champion at the end of SummerSlam in Cleveland. It is off, chat.
Yeah. Hey, two things. One, I do not have a guarantee for real this week. But I will say this. I guarantee that I don't know which face run is going to start first. Damian Priest or Austin Theories. But I don't see Austin Theories working if Grayson Waller is the person that is going to help him turn face. Because I just think we, as a universe, like Grayson Waller more than we like Austin Theory. All right. And also with that, real quick, because I've been off the grid as far as social media goes, man, I want to give a special rest in peace to my grandma Joyce. She passed away on my mother's birthday, actually.
Oh, wow.
May 30th. She was 94 years old. My grandma Joyce is probably the most gangster woman I ever met in my life. I'll never forget one of the days I was on the east side at my Aunt Mabel's house, and I watched her pull a knife out on my sister's landlord. Needless to say, things got fixed. Right?
I'm the best.
Everything else that I can say, I've heard her remember, I cannot share on this live stream, even though she is not with us anymore. But understand when I tell you that Joyce Pruitt was the most gangsterest woman I ever met in my life, and that was my grandmother. She loved me to death. And I'm sorry I did not make the service. Salute to all my brothers and sisters. We in the group chat for the first time. I don't even remember meeting a couple of them, but we're going to reconnect and do all those things.
Hey, that's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
How many?
Oh, man. So it's myself. It's Austin. It's Javon. It's Angie. It's Edmund. There's Jason. And that's definitely who I know.
All right. Well,
so, you know.
At least you didn't have to go to Ancestry.com and find families like I did.
Yeah. Hey. Who says I don't? I named 6, and,
you're right,
and every so often my sister goes, so that's it, right? She asked my pop, hey, that's it.
That's it.
Us.
Well,
right?
I know you've been on a sabbatical, but I just need you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
Log in and look at your Instagram stories. And when you do, I expect to get the fuck out of here text from you.
Hey, I'll do that one silent here on Sunday night.
I've already got a get the fuck out of here for one person. I need one from you too.
All right. Hey, I am slowly logging on to do that, and I am right back out. Hey, but man, hey, listen, man, we do appreciate y'all for checking out the First Black Champ podcast, man. Every single week, we come together and we commune, and all of you contributing to the community with your likes, comments, shares, rumor, innuendo, questions, and just funny things. Even though I can't see them, I know that they're happening and they're greatly appreciated, man. So thank you so much for being a part of the FBC community. Thank you for supporting the Barber's Chair Digital Network. And always know, man, if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Pick BP DOC, and we are out. Fuck Johnny Wrestling.
And they probably about to get them belts.
I don't want to hear any of that.
Oh, my bad. I'm just gonna go ahead and play this ending.